You are now tuned into the Anonymous Source Podcast.
Welcome back, Anonymous Source Podcast. I'm your host, Big Dan, bringing you true crime stories, on a weekly basis to talk about some crazy crimes, crimes that I can relate to, and other types of crimes in the criminal underworld all over, not just Philly, not just New York, not just the East Coast, not just the West Coast, globally. Back with another episode. Hope you enjoyed the last episode, as it was painful for me to tell that story because shit, who wouldn't be mad that he lost $5 million? Sad situation, something I'll probably never find. I joke about it now. But deep inside, I'm like, man, where the fuck is this money at? But nevertheless, I'm here for another episode, Anonymous Source Podcast. And before we get started, once again, our sponsor is Eclectic Lifestyle Clothing. Big and tall clothing for the big fellas and ladies. Starting at a 2X, clean on up to 7XL. That's Eclectic Lifestyle Clothing. You can make purchase items online at eclecticlifestyle.com. That's EKLETIK lifestyle.com for all your big and tall needs. So check it out. If you're not big and tall, refer it to a friend. Make a great gift, for friends, family, lovers, significant others, husband, wives, whatever. So look out for the brother. Head on over to Eclectic Lifestyle and get your purchases on. Now, before I get started, I want to talk about this case. Before I get into the case, I just want to get into the African scammers. They are the greatest scammers probably on earth. I mean, for them to not have really much over there, they got enough. I've seen documentaries and stuff where they had like these cafes where people just fish all day online, scamming people. One of the masterminds of the big phishing scams. Y'all know what a phishing scam is? Phishing scam is where you get an email saying, hey, you want some money, or hey, I want to pay you for this. I'm going to send you a XYZ amount of money. You send the rest back. It's, 99 out of 105 out of 99% out of 100%. The check is fake. They get you to put the check in your bank account and they'll actually send you money. I actually had somebody try to get me like that before. I was on Craigslist. So when I first come home, if you just new to this, when I came home, I opened up a computer's repair store. Smartphones was around, but it wasn't that big of a business to be fixing phones and stuff yet. So, people still had laptops and desktops and they was getting viruses on that and whatever. And so before I started fixing phones, I used to fix computers or whatever. So I'm running ads on Craigslist like, hey, fix computers, da da da. So I get an email, boom. Hey, I see you fix computers. My company would like to subcontract you to fix, I think it was like 20 computers to wipe the viruses off of. So I quoted them a price, I think maybe $2,000. It could have been cheaper than that because I wasn't charging them much to take viruses off at the time. It might have been like $80. I might have went down to $50. So it might have been $1,000. So they say, okay, do you mind if we pay with a check? We'll mail you out a check. And then, so to be safe, it's not a scam. We're not going to send the computers until you receive the check. So they send me a check. Check is for like $6,500. I hit them back like, hey, you sent me a check for $6,500. That was too much. Oh my God, it must have been a mix-up. Well, why don't you just cash the check and, you can Western Union us the change. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, I'll let you know. So as I'm looking at the check, I'm like, this is like a Big Dan check. In fact, the check paper they used was the check paper from Staples or whatever. So I'm like, yeah, this is a scam. So long story short, I cashed the motherfucking check. I just came home. I cashed the motherfucking check and basically told them to fuck off. Never replied back to them because you can't scam a scammer. And then they threatened me and all this shit. They sending me all these threatening emails and stuff. Yeah, we want to call the police. The feds are going to get your door. Boom, boom. So I finally bites for one of the fucking emails. I say, hey, listen, right. I just came home from the federal penitentiary for doing this exact stuff that you're doing. I know it's a scam. Call whoever you want to call. Go silent for like 2-3 days. Don't you know the fourth day, these motherfuckers email me back talking about me joining their team. Well, how would you like to help us out and you be part of the crew? And I just look at that shit like, it's not a bad idea, but no thanks. You know, and that's just how that phishing scam works. And people go for it all the time. They tend to target older men and women that's looking for companions and all that stuff. They bait them in. Or greed. Greed gets everybody all the time. Hey, you won the lottery. Da-da-da-da. Send us your checking account info so we can wire the money to your account. And all they do, once you give them your route and your account number, they just make checks up and wipe your account out. So that's what a phishing scheme is. So beyond phishing schemes, they have all these elaborate schemes. They got all this elaborate technology now, the computers. A motherfucker just walk past you with a RFID reader, steal your credit card information. The dark web has been reduced to WhatsApp and Telegram. So you got people buying information off of that type of stuff or whatever. Mainly Telegram because supposedly it's supposed to be private, but then they saying the feds that made an agreement with Telegram or whatever. Either way, I'm not in that shit no more. So I could care less how that shit going down. But today, we're gonna get into the GOAT of this shit. And it blew my mind when I first heard of this guy. So, you know, I had to tap in or whatever. So, the rise and fall of the billionaire scammer. Yes, billionaire. Taking billions of dollars in scams money is diabolical. I ain't got the heart. Like, once you go to jail, you kind of like know your pocket of if you going back to jail, what pocket you want to stay in. So, for instance, from $0 to a half a ticket, you know, that gets you a certain amount of time. From a half a ticket to 5 million, get you a certain amount of time. 6 million to like 20 million, get you a certain amount of time. Then 21 million to 50 million, get a certain amount of time. I couldn't even fathom the $1 billion or whatever. I wouldn't even. All I need is $1 million. Really, if I was to like really scam again or whatever, it would be $1 million because it gotta be worth it. And the main reason why I stopped scamming, it was like it didn't become. The risk wasn't worth the reward. Like I seen people. All right, so what you doing? Oh, we running up down the hot turnpike getting cigarettes. It's like cigarettes. Like how many cartons of cigarettes you gotta sell to where you gotta quit? We can quit. You know what I mean? You gotta knock off a cigarette truck. So, you know, it just, the times have changed, technology changed. The main thing is it's cameras every fucking where. So it's like, and they got cloud storage. So, you know, back in my day, if I stole something on Monday, by Wednesday, that footage is gone because hard drives only went to maybe, at that time, like 80 gigs. But if you had 80 gigs, you were spending shit, probably $1,000 for a hard drive down there. $699, $599 for 80 gigs. So it was like computer systems that just didn't have the storage space. Nowadays, I could steal something today, and they might not figure it out till 2027. But guess what? They still got the footage. They'll tap right in, computer, hit the cloud. When did it happen? Oh, February 20th, 2024, 2025. Oh, yeah, you was right here, ate this shit, boom, boom, boom. So it's like, I'm cool with the crowd, you know? Cool with the crowd. So, whew, Dubai. We all know Dubai, the city of dreams, where the rich and famous flaunt their wealth. Among them was a man who seemed to have it all: luxury cars, designer clothes, and a lifestyle that rivaled the world's elite. His name was Ramon Abbas, or Raymond Abbas, but the world know him as Hushpuppi. So anybody that's following Instagram, social media, all them influencer type dudes that's flexing, you know who Hushpuppi is. He was the king of Instagram. He had over 2 million followers. But behind all of that shit, the floss and the glitz and glamour and everything, he had a global web of fraud going on and deception. Crazy. So let's get into it. He young. He a young kid. That's kind of young. Born in the 80s. I was born in the 70s. So yeah, he younger than me. Nigerians, they the goats. You cannot fuck with them Nigerians. So he was born in Lagos, Nigeria, in '82. You know, he wanted to make it big. So his fame, his rise to fame wasn't through hard work or innovation. It was through crime. Of course, that's how we all get there, through crime. And you ain't slinging crack rock or got a wicked jump shot, or you're a rapper. Usually, crime is usually how you get there, I know. Firsthand. So by the time he moved to Dubai from Nigeria, he done, made himself up as a renowned, successful, wealthy businessman and claimed to be real estate moguls. That's why you gotta watch all these real estate dudes online, because they will scam the shit out of you. Gotta be careful. He used Instagram, private jets, Bentleys, Rolls Royces, all that stuff, Lambos. So you already know. If you put any of that nonsense on there and you telling people, I'm getting money like this is how I get my bread, it's a scam, If they not like Xing out their name and address and all that and showing you physical proof or screenshots off the computer, just take everything with a grain of salt. 99.999, how many nines it is. They scam you. See, this scam, this new scam is not scamming you for money. They scamming you on buying the info on how to scam others. Because all this shit is everything you can find is on the World Wide Web. That's why it's called WWW. World Wide Web. Anything you want to know is on the World Wide Web. So the scam is, they're not being rich off influencers. They're rich off of selling you dreams through these ebooks. It's a great hustle. Because even the lowest level of $5 ebook, and I bought plenty of $5 ebooks. Some of the $5 ebooks even gave me some pertinent information. But if you figure $5 times, you get 20,000 people to download it. That's $100,000. No overhead, because you gonna got the ebook from somebody else. Website free. Basically you get a basic job, $10 a month. You run a couple ads on Instagram. You spend say $10 a day in ads on Instagram. So if you're getting 20,000 downloads a month, was 100 racks, and all you spent was $3,000 in ads and $100 in the website and all that. It's a come up. I gotta respect it, but black people, you got to be smarter. All that overnight success. Nah. I ain't saying it don't happen. It do happens. Some people wake up just rich as fuck because of one thing led to another, and that's where they at with it. But it's not common. It's probably less than 1% of the people on social media just woke up rich as fuck. Like, so. But they selling you the dream of, I'm not saying it might not, I'm not saying it's not going to be you, but it might not can be you too. And you be the one to make it. So, you're selling hope. You're selling hope to the hopeless. That's one of the biggest hustles, the best hustle in the world. And that goes with anything: black, white, brown, Puerto Rican, Jewish, Asian, Russian, Chechenian. It don't matter because it's always a group of people who can be swayed and scammed into running it. Especially people that find out. Vulnerable people is lonely people that's looking for love. They're probably the easiest people to scam because they're looking for companionship. And when you show them that companionship that nobody else is giving them, they'll give you the world. Because it's like, oh my God, I finally found my knight in shining armor. I've been looking for you my entire life. And they'll open up the floodgates to you. And, the right, wrong motherfucker is going to come in there and wipe you clean. I've seen it all the time. People lose their houses. They switch the deeds over, clean your bank account out. And I feel sad. Like, I couldn't prey on people like that. I do have a conscience. Although it's a great scam. I just don't have the conscience to sit here and just scam old ladies like I love them, just to clean their accounts out and send them to where some of them people going back to, some people going to shelters because, they 60, 70 years old. They the last remaining person in the family. So, yeah, be careful, man. Just be careful out there. But, back to the story. Hushpuppi was orchestrating some of the most sophisticated crimes in history. His specialty, and there we go, business email compromise, or BEC scams, what they call it. These scams involve hacking into corporate email accounts, impersonating executives, and tricking companies into transferring $1 million to fraudulent accounts. So we back to the phishing. This is like next level high tier phishing. So basically, if I can hack in, let's just say Chase. I hack in Chase email database and I say, hey, this is Joe Schmo, the executive account manager. I need you to wire over 1.2 million to this person, $500,000 to this person, $3 million to this person by the end of the business day. Get back to me, da da da. Let me know by 5 o'clock, shoot, or whatever he's throwing it. It's all bullshit. But you don't have to verify it because it's coming out of the email database out of the company. So it's probably Joe Schmo at chase.com. So it's like, oh shit, my boss want me to wire this money out. So you wire the money out and he probably, boom, he done took the money and go. And shit, it don't take much because if you hacking into these high risk financial situations where wiring out $1 million is common, so it's not something that's going to get picked up on, especially when you're picking and choosing. You breaking it down, said 350 here, 250 there, 100 there. It's believable. I would believe it, and it's coming from the email from the boss. So why wouldn't you believe it? So that was the complex of this scam, and he got that off. Let's see, he got that off for years. So in June 2020, the feds came closing in and his operation came to an end. Dubai police and the FBI. And hold up, before I get into that, if he running this operation out of Dubai, they print the money over there. So $1 million might not be nothing to wire, pennies to people over there. So that's a smart move. So FBI launched a FBI investigation titled Operation Fox Hunt 2. So this is a sting that led to his arrest. Treasure trove of evidence. I don't understand. These thieves in these days and eras leave a lot of evidence. For some reason, I don't understand why they leave evidence. That's how I went to jail, because of evidence. Just to give you a little history on how I got jammed up. So usually when I did stuff, any errors that I made, along the line of me putting together my stuff, I always had one of them Home Depot paint buckets, 5-gallon bucket, and a gallon of acetone. So I always had an acetone just sitting in the bucket. Not even a shredder. I was shredded too, but then they came up with technology where they can scan the shreds and piece it together. So even if I had to shred, I would shred, and then I'll dump the shreds in the bucket. And I was being lazy one time. My life is like a movie. Like one blow. I just need to do this one load one time to do. There's always that one time. Anytime you're doing crime, is always that one time. I'm gonna repeat that. Anytime you do crime, is always that one time. And this one particular time, I made a fake ID. I fucked it up. I think I put the hologram on upside down or something, but I fucked it up. Long story short. So instead of me drop it in the acetone, waiting to turn it into a dust cake, then drop the dust cake in the trash bag, and then put the trash bag out, I said, fuck it. It's trash day anyway. I'm just throw it in the trash, because if I set it out, at 5, 6 in the morning, it's gone instantly. Oh yeah, dumbest mistake I ever made. I set the trash out at probably like 5:36. At 6:01, the feds come pick up the trash. It wasn't the sanitation company. The feds pick up the trash. What the feds find? The feds find an ID. You know what you do when they find an ID? Give them probable cause. And with the probable cause, they go to the judge, search warrant. After the search warrant is over. And that's how much that's exactly how I went. The funniest part about the whole situation was I was out. I already knew the feds was on me. I was about to run to Chicago. I had some folks in Chicago, Chi-Town, like, come on down. So I got a mother load on me. I got maybe 10, 20 credit cards, about 15, 20 checks, 4, 5 IDs on me. I'm ready to go. So as I'm about to go to the airport, because back then, buddy passes was $50, companion passes was $700. So, I just call, QDZ who hooked me up with folks. I call them like, yo, I need to go here. All right, go. 9 times out of 10, first class too. So I'm on my way out. So back in the day, they had like this thing called the spoof card, where you can spoof a phone number on a call ID. So my phone rings. I see all zeros come across the phone. So I think it's one of my homies playing around. I'm like, man, what the fuck y'all dickheads want? What'd they say? Secret Service. You can open this motherfucking door, we're gonna knock it down. And that was the end of my career. So when they came and raided wherever he was at, they found a treasure trove of evidence. $40 million in cash, 13 cars, and personal info of 2 million people. Why do you have all of this just laying around? I don't get it. 40 million in cash is insane. Just to be sitting. I don't want to be nowhere near 40 million. I would have did it all. What are you going to do with 13 luxury cars? Like, seriously? What is it that you can do with 13 luxury cars other than, you know, there's nothing you can do with 13 luxury cars but show the world on Instagram, hey, I'm a big scammer. Check me the fuck out. And 2 million victims? Like, why do you have 2 million profiles? 2 million profiles? I thought having 20, 30 profiles is a lot, but 2 million profiles is insane. Mm-mm-mm. Man, oh man. And shit. Whew. Woo. But before we get back into this story, like everybody to know to check out eclecticlifestyle.com. Once again, big and tall clothing, size 2X on up to 7X. I know it says 5X, but you can put in the notes that you need to go larger for us. So head on over to eclecticlifestyle.com. That's EKLETIK lifestyle.com for all your big and tall needs. Also, my loss is your gain. I have some Super Bowl merch or whatever that I made for the Super Bowl. I got sick. The crazy part is I thought I was getting ahead of the game. I made the Super Bowl shirts Sunday morning before the Super Bowl even started. I mean, I just knew the Eagles were going to win, and if they'd have lost, the Africans would have had some fly-ass Super Bowl drip or whatever. But, yeah, I have some Super Bowl merch, 2 designs. Actually, 4 designs. DM me on the Eclectic Lifestyle page or my personal page, bigdan.trpe, to get you some Super Bowl merch. All right, so now we're back on this Hushpuppi guy. So as I said, he was caught with 2 million profiles. That's insane. Say 2 million victims. So it's like, why do you still need a profile if you already scorched them already? That makes no sense. So, spokesperson for the DuPont police said Hushpuppi and his team were responsible for some of the largest cyber crimes in history. Their operations spanned continents, and their victims included individuals, businesses, and even governments. You see, now that's taking it to a whole nother level. But, like I said, the Nigerians, they next level with it. I've seen a documentary where a guy sold a fake airport. He said, hey, there's 2 airports here. You know, one is for sale if you want to get it. And I think a businessman in Chicago jumped on it and wired over a lot of money to buy an imaginary airport. And he wound up getting fired and going to jail because he took his clients' money without telling them, thinking he was going to 100x their money by buying this fake ass airport. So, you know, they say it's a sucker born every day. And so social media has definitely taught me that a sucker is born every day. So if he goes to trial and sentencing, so he was extradited to the United States. So he was charged with money laundering, wire fraud, and conspiracy. In 2022, he pled guilty to his crimes and was sentenced to 11 years in a federal pen. Yeah, he left a lot of people, man. That's the one thing that like gets you, you know, when I went to sentencing or whatever. I didn't have too many victims because the names and stuff was people I made up. Basically, just went to White House. Yeah, you know, White House. Just went to white pages and just took random names and made up. A lot of my shit was made up. It wasn't like actually victims, but I did. That's the crazy part, man. I didn't even use this person's name. I did it for somebody else. And she came to court, said I ruined her life or whatever. For money, like $5,000 in credit, but she came to court and the judge wouldn't give me the low end of my sentence because This lady came to court, said I ruined her life. And that's why they wanted to ban me from touching the computers again. I'm quite sure he can't touch a damn Nokia phone with Snake on it. He probably gotta go back to a motherfucking flip phone or a trap phone. I know he's not gonna be able to touch nothing. They might put him on a rotary phone. Like you can't even use a house phone. You might not have make the digit dial and tune and the AOL. Yeah, they might put him on rotary. Crazy. So Hushpuppi story, man. See, that's greed, deception. That's the dark side of social media, man. Social media, you can sell smoke to a motherfucking inferno on social media if you present it a certain way, man. This motherfucker says broke as shit. Right now, right? I got access to a mansion with a bowling alley and swimming pools, 3 Lambos. Another one got a couple Lambos, Ferraris, Bentleys. And if I wanted to sell some smoke, you know what I mean? I could do it. I can get it off. I mean, I got jewelers that's friends. I can go borrow a gang of jewelry and look like one of these rapper niggas or whatever. But I just ain't. I scam, but I ain't that kind of scammer. I ain't that kind of scammer. I can't do it, man. The crazy part, right? See, cybercrime is growing. I didn't get into the cybercrime industry. And oh, it's y'all gotta smarten up, man. None of this shit is overnight, man. All right, like maybe 1%, 1% of the rich might have been overnight. And even though it came overnight, it was nights and nights of trying to get the overnight. See, that's what y'all don't understand. It ain't just overnight. Because they did nights and nights before it became overnight. It's overnight to you because you seen it on Monday, they was rich on Tuesday. But it was 60 days prior, 90 days prior, 3-4 years prior of every night for the overnight to hit. So that's some free game for you, man. The overnight didn't happen one night. It was nights and nights and nights. We always say that Instagram is a highlight reel. Don't nobody show the lows. There's certain people that show the lows. And the people that show the lows, they have staying power, longevity in the game. Because when the people see you took an L, they feel with you, they took L's. But if it's all see win, nobody wins all the time. Even the rich motherfuckers. Like, you take somebody like Nas, he get a lick with Ring, he get a lick with Pill Popper. But his portfolio is 177 businesses, So out of 177 businesses, because I went on Queensbridge, I think Queensbridge Equity or something, but it's Queensbridge Venture Capital, whatever. And I looked at his portfolio, it's like 170 some businesses on there. And Pill Popper sold for $1 billion and Ring sold for like 1.1. So those was his 2 licks. But his other ones on there that's making money, but they're not overnight sensations. Those wasn't overnight sensations. It's because you seen Nas blow up with it. It seemed like it was overnight sensation. But as you can see with the Ring situation, the guy went on Shark Tank and niggas was like, fuck you. You know what I mean? Richard Branson from Virgin stepped in. I'll fuck with you. I'll give you a play, my nigga. The shit just happened to blow up so crazy. Like you be ahead of the curve. A lot of times people don't see the curve. They don't see the curve. It's like people that crash. They didn't see the curve until they got right to the curve. So it's like some people are so far ahead of the curve that you can't fathom what they're saying. In the case with the Ring situation, that, oh no, who wants a microphone, a video camera, on a doorbell? Shit, everybody. Because now You got your packages. You got Amazon. It's not just UPS, FedEx, and USPS or DHL. It's 17 different carriers. You got Joe Schmo carrier. You got overnight carrier. You got carrier. Like, yeah, I want to see who's at my door now. So he sacrificed years of advancement for the reward. So it wasn't overnight success. And that's what I want to get you all to get. Like, that's what I struggle with. I struggle with that now. Because the reason I struggle with being ahead of the curve is people not seeing your vision. You get frustrated, like, nigga, like, how you don't see this shit is next? Like, how you don't see is next? Is next. And they look at you like, dog, what you mean? Some bullshit. And when I see somebody else do it and I hear their story, like, man, I'm gonna give you 2 stories before I get out of here. 2 stories. So a friend of mine, V, she just got married. Congratulations. Mashallah. She's closer to completing the dean. So before, she chose, Islamic lifestyle, she worked at a call center, the phone sex joint. You know what I mean? I used to ride around with a bit and shit, cause she'd be on the phone doing her shit with them, like, and she top tier, used to get bonuses all the time because the longer you keep them on the phone, the more money they make or whatever. And I talked to her one day. She says, they about to lay me off. I'm like, damn, I thought you was the highest earner in the job. She's like, I am, but that part of the business is not profitable no more because technology, nobody talks on the phone no more. FaceTime is not there yet. There's no FaceTime yet. But you got the iChat, you got your video chats, you got your Skypes and all that. So technology is shifting away from phone sex to video sex. So she's like, no, they doing the webcam stuff, they going to video sex and that is, and I'm saying to myself, damn. All right, if this is where it's going at, I'm like, look, I'm gonna rent a crib. We'll get rooms with cameras and all that, get the client database, and we'll start our own version of this company that you already work for, and we'll smoke them. She's like, oh, okay. But it's just one of them okays, like, she just saying okay because it's me. She didn't see the vision. You know what I mean? She's like, oh, okay. So week 2 go by, like, oh, you get the database? Oh, I forgot. Week 3 go by, you get the database? Oh, I'm gonna get it today. I'm texting her while she at work. Oh, don't forget the database. Oh, I got you. And I'm picking up from work. This is a true story. I'm picking up from work. So I pick her up from work one day, and I say, what's up with the database? She like, I can't even get it now. They just let me go. And I'm just like, yeah, any name that you think of that you call women that's out of pocket and out of line, that's what I was mumbling under my breath. I was like, all right. And this was like this might be 2013, 2012, maybe. I don't know the exact dates. I'm gonna find out the exact dates. But long story short, as you see now, it went from webcam to video cam to one-on-one to what? OnlyFans. And I read up on the boy that started OnlyFans, and guess what he said? He started off doing webcam, and then webcam transitioned to that, and that transitioned to that. The same shit I was trying to do. You figure OnlyFans popped off during the pandemic because, motherfuckers were so horny, they couldn't get no pussy. And now you got these celebrities and all these chicks on Instagram that you always wanted to fuck. You get to see them butt ass naked and stick dildos all up in them. So that blew. I think they had a joint. Cardi B was making a couple tickets a month. Even the men. What's the boy Freak Bowl, Sapphire, Sapphire, Safari, whatever. Yeah, I think it's Safari. He was making like 500,000 a month or whatever he's doing. So OnlyFans is worth $3 billion as of March of 2024. They're doing it is 6.6 billion in revenue or whatever. So it's insane. It's insane, man. So it's like I was on it. You never know, like stuff like a catastrophe like that or whatever with the world, and then once something happened globally, everything changes globally. So that's one story. The second story, it really grinds. This story really grinds my fucking gears, like, and because it don't grind my gears because the person wasn't interested in doing it. It grind my gears because of the reason. Just say no, I'm not interested. Plain and simple. No, I'm not interested. It's man. So I mean, I gotta get down to the nitty gritty with this story. So basically, I had this idea. Come with this app called CollectPile. So CollectPile was like, I randomly seen some numbers about Cash App and how much money they're going back and forth with. So I came up with this app called CollectPile, where you pay your rent through the app or whatever. So it was going to be a database. Pay your rent through the app. You can put the money in escrow in the app in case the landlord not fixing shit, and then we'll hold the funds until the landlord upload pictures or video or pictures and video of the work being done, and we'll release the funds to the landlord. We're just gonna put a database of attorneys on there for landlord-tenant attorneys for either the landlord or the tenant. We was gonna have the eviction notices pre-set up. You know what I mean? 31st day, they ain't pay. Well, not the 31st because you got to give them 5 days. So say the 37th day, you didn't get your pay. Boom, we starting the process from the rip because we're going to do the process for you because that comes in with the fees that you pay monthly to us to handle it. On that, we was going to have vet and have licensed and bonded contractors. So you got a database of attorneys, contractors. We're going to give you templates for leases, rental insurance, full nonstop shop. You know what I mean? A nonstop shop of rental management, whatever, all wrapped up in one. So this is like 2018, maybe. So, yeah, maybe like probably like 2018, I was trying to do this. So I have a friend of mine's in Rochester, that's not Rochester, Westchester County, Rockland County, New York, that I was locked up with. And he knows his shit. He worked Wall Street, he used to be on CNBC or whatever, talking his money lane. I ran it past him. First thing he said to me is, get your NDA. Don't tell me nothing. Get your NDA, and then we can talk. I'm like, NDA? What the fuck is NDA? I called Doobie. Hit Doobie up. Yo, I got somebody I'm trying to do business with. Is in the NDA. He sent an NDA over for me. Send it to and this is my friend. Like, that's a true friend. Like, he didn't even let me tell him my idea until he physically signed the NDA and emailed it to me. So boom, I do that, explain my story to him. I want to take a percentage of this or whatever. And he's like, oh no, it's a great idea because I have properties in multiple states. If you could condense my property management fees to 1 to 2% instead of me paying 10 to 13% across 5-6 different states, he like, I would definitely do it. Because I was trying to do like 5%. He like, no, take it down to anywhere between 1.5 to 3%. He like, you rather have 100,000 people giving you 1.5 to 3% a month, or you might get 500 to 1,000 people that's going to be willing to give you that high interest. I'm like, damn, all right, well, how am I gonna pay the people if they want to cash out? So they got to cash out. He like, look, you gotta get floating loan. I'm gonna give you the banker for this. Like, I did everything the way it's supposed to be fucking done, top to bottom. Scaled the business, came up with the numbers, came up with this, came up with that. Went to professional people that work Wall Street that understand how investing and all that goes. Boom, boom, boom. Now, at the money part, I have money. I don't have money to complete this project. The web build out alone was going to be close to 100,000. I started reaching out overseas or whatever. Could have got it done for 15, 20. I put the call in, talked to somebody, because the person that wanted all this money was like, look, and I was surrounded by good people. Clean on up till it's time to get the money. He like, look, all right, you can't afford me to build the website and build the app and all that for you. Let me build your back end. Pause. He was like, because a lot of them overseas people, they get everything right on the front end, but that part be jacked off. He like, pause. So let me do that part. Just give me a salary, XYZ every 2 weeks so my engineers can make sure it's right. He was like, because if it's right, because I talked to him about it, he like, if it's right, he was like, I would rather invest into it once it's completed. But I got to see it's completed and see, you know what I mean, the basis of the model, and I'll come in as a partner. And, you know, I'll handle all your tech and all that stuff, you know, on the barter system. And I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I got everything top to bottom. So who I call Cousin E. Cousin E, good dude. Cousin E, somebody, anybody that knows me, I got 97 ideas at any given day. I can use 97 different business ideas. All successful though. You know what I mean? Some of them just be businesses that I'm not interested in. Businesses I see that fit other people, and I randomly DM them and they don't do it. I don't know why. And then I see years down the line, like, told this dumb motherfucker. But Cousin E is someone that believes in me no matter what. No matter what. I can say, yo, I'm trying to sell these motherfucking crickets that I got out of somebody's house and it's going to make us millions of dollars. And he'd just be like, all right, what you need me to do? Man, those are the type of people you need around with you. Like, my whole support system is just missing the financials. You know what I mean? Because I got friends with money, but when it comes to investing stuff like that, you have to wait a long time to get your return. So people not that liquid and that whole to be able to put up maybe $250,000 and hope you get it back in 2-3 years. Like, motherfuckers give me twos and fews, 10s, 20s, whatever. But for a person to be like, all right, here is 250, do what you got to do. I'll see you in 2028. It's just not something that's typical in our community or whatever. So I tell Cousin E the story. I'm like, yo, I just need somebody to raise some capital. Tell them they'll take, you know what I mean, they'll get the commission for raising the capital. Boom, boom. He like, all right, bet. Got the perfect person. He calls somebody that's connected to a famous person in Hollywood, and send the NDAs over. Boom. Like, look, I got this app that pay the rent through the boom, boom, boom. And he says, the person cuts me off and say, oh, it's a horrible idea. I would never pay my rent through no app and boom, 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 and da. And I'm saying to myself, and no, that don't make no sense. Nobody does that. I would never do that. I would never invest in that. Da. So I was like, all right, thank you for your time. So me and Cousin E hang up over the three-way. Cousin E called me back like, yo, what was that? And I'm saying to myself, I don't know. I'm like, because number one, I didn't ask you. I wasn't asking you for your money. I wasn't asking you for your opinion because you're not qualified whether you do it or not, you're not qualified to give me that answer. Like, you didn't even listen to what I was asking you for. I was asking you to ask other people that invest in this type of stuff to see if they would be interested. But he rifled that shit off so fast to me. I mean, I was crushed. I was just like, damn. And I can hear it. And that's why I fuck with E, man. I can hear it in his voice. He just like, damn, man. Yeah. Like, he felt as bad as me because he felt like he let me down because he believes in anything that I do, anything that I do or try to do or that I come up with. And what happens after this? Year and a half later, pandemic hits. Guess how you gotta pay your rent? There's only one way to pay your rent. Online, through an app, through the internet, through your phone. There's no face-to-face no more. There's none of this. It's none of that. It's none of that. And I waited a year because I wanted to see the numbers. So at the end of the first year of the pandemic, I looked at the numbers and see if it was any companies that had a model similar to what I was doing. Because no one has this model. They still don't have this model. And maybe, yeah, I mean, after they read this, somebody give me 250,000 and we can get busy. Pause. And this company that has something similar. I'm talking about, when I say similar, maybe had 25, 30% of what I was putting together. And they did 45 million the first year. $45 million. And I seen that, I screenshot it, threw it up on Instagram, and I tagged Cousin Nee, and I said, man, tell your man, I said, fuck him. You know what I mean? That's how I feel to this day, you know? I'll never speak to this person ever in life. And it's not because he didn't do it. It's the way that he told me he wasn't doing it. Because he could have just simply said, hey, this is out of my league. I'm not interested. And I would respect it. But to sit there and tell me my idea is not valid, like you some, I ain't gonna get into that no more. It's bringing up some feelings. But thanks again for checking out, Anonymous Source Podcast. Your true source of crime that's going on in the world, Hope you enjoyed this episode about Hushpuppi. Apparently, Hushpuppi is on his way home too. 11 years. He got a he has. Yeah, so Hushpuppi's in Fort Dix right now. And I want to see if he in the camp or he on the east side. If he's on the east side, I'm gonna try to see if I can FaceTime. I know they got the phones over there. And so he's over at Fort Dix until 2029. So he'll probably get deported back to Nigeria or whatever, wherever his citizenship is. Excuse me. So I'm gonna try to get in touch with Hushpuppi over at the Dix. Pause. And see if I can get you a more in-depth and because I want to know exactly how he did some of the stuff he did. I understand the process. I understand the definition of what he done, but I really would like to get some intricate details on how he was busting these moves or whatever. And until next time, it's your boy Big Dan, Anonymous Source Podcast, signing off. Peace.